Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all safe and healthy. So today I'm back at the X Cars dealership where previously I made a video with the G63 AMG, and today I'm here to take a look at the all new 2022 Mercedes CLS. So in this video I'll explain everything you need to know about the car. I'll tell you what are the new things that Mercedes have done for the 22 model year, and in the end I'll let you know whether it's a good buy or not. So stay tuned till the end, and I wanted to give a big thanks to X Cars dealership for allowing me to come here and make the video. So I wanted you guys to help me thank them by following them on their Instagram, for the link for which will be in the description below. So please do that, and if you're new to the channel guys, do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel as well, and do turn on your notifications so that you'll be the first ones to know when I upload later videos. And now let's take a look at the CLS. Alright guys, so here it is, the 2022 Mercedes CLS. This particular model is the CLS350. In Saudi Arabia we have in total 3 models, so the 350, the 450, and then we have the AMG 53. I know that in some markets you don't get the 350 and 450 as well, you only get the AMG, and in some markets you don't get the AMG and the 350 as well, only the 450. Like I think in America you only get the 450. So this particular one is the 350. In Saudi Arabia we have 3 different trims in the 350 itself. Like we have the base 350, then we have the 350 premium, and then we have the 350 premium plus. I think this particular one is the premium model because I don't have a spec sheet beside me, so I cannot tell for certain which model is this. So for the 22 model year, Mercedes have not done a lot of changes. The only thing they have done is they have updated the whole front bumper, and they have upgraded the software inside and given it some new steering wheels, and that's about it. So I'll quickly explain through the exterior and then I'll show you the interior as well. So this is the key, the standard Mercedes key. You have your lock unlock function with your button to open the tailgate, and the price of this particular car is 450,000 riyals. I'll convert it into dollars for you guys. So that is the price of this CLS 350, and this particular paint I'm not sure though, but I think it might be selenite grey or graphite grey, because it's very hard to tell because both of those greys are pretty dark, but this one might be either of the two, selenite or graphite. So let's explain through the exterior changes. So at the front you have this new grille that is more distinct than the older Mercedes CLS, and one unique feature of this grille is right over here. You can see we have the 3 pointed stars embedded inside the grille mesh, which I think is a really nice touch, and Mercedes have started doing this from the new C-Class, I believe. So I think that is pretty nice, and they should continue this on all the models. Then we have that huge 3 pointed star in the middle with your front camera up top, and you have your Mercedes badge here as well. Then they have updated the headlights as well. So this is the standard LED high performance headlights, which look like this, and you can see the indicators are at the corner. But if you want, you can get the multi-beam LEDs as well, which look like this. And obviously if you are someone who does a lot of highway driving, then I think you should go for the multi-beam LED. They are available as an option on all CLS models. Then the other change at the front is this bumper, which you can see is totally different. This particular 350 has the AMG line package, that's why it has this bumper. If you don't have the AMG package, the style is a bit different and it looks like this. So that is pretty nice. So this updated bumper does have some nice air breathers on the side. I hope I can just show it to you. You can see the vent over there. Obviously it helps to reduce the drag and improve the aerodynamic efficiency down the side. So overall that's all there is to show in the front. Now let's move on to the side. And one more change that Mercedes have done for the exterior is that they have added a new color, which is called spectral blue color, and it does look good in the configurator. If you check it out, I'll just show it to you over here. But I personally like the midnight blue. It's a manufacturer option. It is expensive, but it does look good on the CLS. And let's talk about the side design now. Okay, so here's the side profile of the CLS. I hope I can just show it to you clearly. So this is why the CLS is famous. That is for its side profile, because the CLS was the one that originally started this coupe sedan style, and then later on Audi and BMW copied them. So the first generation CLS was the one to come out with this style, and then it became pretty popular, and then Mercedes kept on continuing, and then again, like I told you, BMW and Audi joined. So the competitors of this CLS, obviously I think you know it, is the Audi A7 and the BMW 8 Series Grand Coupe. Before I think it was the 6 Series Grand Coupe. So let's take a look at the wheels first. So at the base model you get 18-inch rims But as soon as you opt for the AMG line package, you are upgraded to the 19-inch rims, and you also have the option of getting the 20-inch rims. I think the 19 do look good, but the 20s obviously do look a lot better on the CLS because of that body shape. And these 19-inch rims are obviously the AMG rims, and you can see they are 245 section tires with a 40 series sidewall and obviously the 19-inch rim. You have the AMG logo right over here, as you can see. So this is the standard AMG rim because it has this gray color inside. If you want, you can black it out as well. Then inside you can see we have some pretty nice big brakes, and you have your brake caliper right there. And here you can see the air breather where it opens up, which I think looks really nice. Then here you have your side mirrors, which have your indicators integrated into them, and you have your 360-degree parking camera here as well. Then you can see we have the window surrounds in silver because this particular model does not have the night package on it. If you get the night package, all the chrome bits on the car will become black. So that is something if you want a sportier look, which I suggest you should do because this CLS does look pretty sporty. Then here we have the coupe shape, and then we come to the rear tire, and the rear tire is a 19-inch rim, but it is wider than the front, so you have a staggered setup. So this is 275 section tire with the 35 series sidewall, and again the 19-inch rim like I told you, and you can see the disc brakes behind it. So I think that's all there is to cover on the side. Let's take a look at the backs. So moving on to the rear, sorry if it's a bit dark over here. The lights are not turned on, but I'll try to boost the exposure for you guys. So there we go. So this is the rear profile of the car. I don't think Mercedes have done any changes to the rear section of the CLS because it looks the same to me. But here are how the LED lights or the LED tail lights look, which I think are a pretty nice design. And you have your indicators right below. Then in the middle you have your Mercedes badge, and here you have your CLS 350 logo. And over here you can see you have this boot lid spoiler, which is again optional. If you want to add it or not, it's up to you. Then down below we can see we have these exhausts, which are not fake by the way, thankfully. And you have a slight diffuser style design with some chrome bits around it. Again, if you go for the black or night package, all these chrome bits will be blacked out, which I suggest you highly do because the way this thing looks, it is so sporty. It needs that black package to look even more sporty as well. So that's all on the exterior of the car. And now let's take a look at the boot space. So to open the boot, I showed you the key before. You can open it via the key fob, or you have this button over here. You can just press this and it opens up electrically, as you can see. Despite being a sedan boot, you have the option of opening it electrically. But this is the boot. Unlike the Audi A7, which is actually my favorite in this class, you can see the boot opens like a sedan instead of a hatchback, which I think Mercedes should have done because the opening is not that wide compared to the A7. But you do have a decent amount of space, and in total I think you have 490 liters of space, which is like 17.3 cubic feet. Not bad, but I think it's obviously less than the A7, and I think it's also less than the 8 Series Grand Coupe as well. But if you want to increase that space, you can obviously fold down the rear seats by pulling these levers over here and then pushing down the seats. So then you have more space for longer items. You do have some tethering points around over here. You do have some netting as well, and you do have some underfloor storage with your Mercedes basket right over here as well. So that's all there is to show in the boot. Now let's take a look at the engine bay. Okay, so this is the engine bay of the CLS 350, this particular car. So this CLS 350 has the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. The 450 has the 6-cylinder, and the AMG 53 also has the 6-cylinder. So this engine on its own produces 300 horsepower, and I think it is assisted by an EQ boost motor as well, which I think gives it a 14 horsepower boost. And then you have in total 400 Newton meters of torque, which is 295 pound-feet. Which is I think pretty impressive for such a small engine, and it is mated to a 9G tronic transmission from Mercedes. So obviously it's a 9-speed automatic for those who don't know. I think the 350 is rear wheel drive and not all wheel drive because there was no 4MATIC badge, but I believe the 450 comes with 4-wheel drive as standard, and as well as the 53 AMG comes with 4-wheel drive, but I think this is only rear wheel drive. So because of that, the weight is also relatively low at 1.7 tons or 3,900 pounds. And in total, all this combination pushes the car from 0 to 100 in 6.1 seconds, and you can go to a top speed of 250 kilometers per hour, which is like 155 miles per hour. So overall, a pretty nice package. But if you do want smoothness while riding the highway and stuff, I suggest you go for the 6-cylinder 450. It gives you a nice balance between power and efficiency, but obviously if you want more power, then you have the 53 AMG option as well. So that's all in the engine bay. Now let's move on to the interior. Okay, so now let's take a look at the interior, and you can see we have this door handle which has a chrome on top. Obviously you can black it out with the night package as well. And this is one feature I do like of this coupe style sedans, that is this frameless window, because it just looks a lot like a sports car and it just makes the car feel a lot more stylish, I think so. So this is one of my favorite features. And it's not double glazed though, because so I don't know how the sound insulation will be. Now let's take a look at the door trim. So the door trim is obviously pretty high quality as expected from Mercedes. So this up top material is pretty nice and soft. Then you can see the stitching along over here at the bottom. You can see it has this wood trim. Not personally my favorite. I do like a darker wood trim with an open pore finish. This has a glossy finish and it's a pretty light colored wood. This one has the Burmester speaker system right over here. You have your seat heating, and then here you have your seat controls, and these ones are the older style of the seat controls. They are not the capacitive touch ones, so you can see these physically move, unlike the new generation ones which are just capacitive touch. Then down below you can see the ambient lighting is turned on, and here we have more leather. So this particular model has the macchiato beige interior. Not personally my favorite. I do like something like the brown interiors or red interiors. So that is my personal preference, but the macchiato obviously does look good, but I think it might be very easy to get it dirty. But overall the leather quality is pretty nice and soft. You can see we have your window switches here with your side mirror controls over here. You have your door handles right here with your central locking. Then down below you can see we have a pretty nice space for the door storage over here. You do have a button to open your tailgate, and the material down below is also nice and soft. It looks like it's leathered though, so that is pretty nice. Then here you can see we have an illuminated sill plate, and these are the seats. So macchiato beige seats, and you do have the option of getting the active multi-contour seats, but I don't know if this particular model has it. But these are how the seats look. You do have some controls for active lumbar adjustment, but that's it. So now let's take a seat inside and I'll show you the changes on the interior. Okay, so let's take a look at the interior now. So the interior, the changes in the interior are that you have some new steering wheel designs that are taken from the new S-Class, C-Class and the new Mercedes E-Class as well. So you have these new steering wheel designs with your capacitive touch buttons right over here. And if you want, you can get a flat bottom sports steering wheel as well. I'll just show you how it looks. So I think if you want a more sporty looking interior, then you should definitely opt for the sports steering wheel. But this one has a more, you can say, a luxury vibe to it. So if you want a more classy interior or classic luxury interior, then you can opt for the steering wheel. So then the other change is that you have your new MBUX system, which is obviously touch based. You have your voice assistant, and then here you can see we have the digital dashboard. So you do have some digital dashboard options, so I'll just show it to you. So you can see we do have some different styles. So this is classic, that's how you change it. Then you have this progressive, then you have this understated display. So my personal favorite is the classic design, which I think just suits the demeanor of the CLS a lot better. But now let's talk about the dashboard quality first. So the dashboard quality is nice and soft. You have leather covering the dashboard up top. You can see the stitching over here as well. This part is nice and soft as well with your stitching right over there. Then you can see we have the circular vents right over there and here as well. You do have some controls here. So your light controls are here and your parking brake is right here. And then you have your obviously throttle and brake pedal also. Then obviously at the back you have your indicators and wiper controls, and here you have your gear selector. And behind the steering wheel obviously you do have your classic paddle shifters, which are pretty good quality as well. And from here you can just see your start stop button, which looks pretty nice as well. Then here you can see we have some different options as well. So you can swipe down to a speedometer, then you have consumption, then you can go to a trip computer, it looks like. Then you have another trip computer, and this is for a full view display, so you can just reduce it. If I click OK, you can see it reduces and increases the amount of amount of information right over there, which is pretty nice. Okay, so if you want to take a look at the MBUX systems, I have covered it in most of my Mercedes videos, so you can just take a look at that. I'll just link the playlist up above. And then we come to the center console. So you have your 12.3-inch screen right over here with your air vents. You have a climate control system here, and then you have some shortcut buttons for the central screen. Then here you can see we have some cup holders, and you have a USB-C port and a 12-volt socket with some storage space. This one does have wireless charging as well. Then here's your touchpad control for controlling this display. You do have dynamic select as well, so you can change your driving modes according to that. The car is currently switched off. Then here you have the controls for your 360 parking cameras and stuff. Here you have your center console with some 2 USB-C ports, and you also have a glove box as well. So that's about it. You do have some controls at the top, and you do have a small sunroof as well. Headroom is limited. You can just see I do not have a lot of headroom because the roof is lower than the E-Class. So if you're a tall person like me at 6'4" or 195 centimeter, I suggest you go for the E-Class so that you get a lot more space. But overall, that's all there is to show in the front of the CLS. So moving on to the rear of the car, or the rear seats, the door trim materials are pretty nice and similar. You have all the similar quality materials as well. But I won't be sitting inside because actually there is not a lot of space for someone of my size. If I sit in the front seat at my driving position, I do not have a lot of space. But I'll just show you some of the features you do have over here. So the seats and the interior do look pretty good. You have an armrest, and you do have some air vents at the back as well. Down below at the air vents, you do have some connectivity ports as well. So overall, I think that's all there is to show in the Mercedes CLS. So guys, that was the video on the 2022 CLS. Hope you enjoyed it a lot. Personally, I think the car is pretty small for someone like me. I think I had a lot more space in something like the BMW 8 Series and the Audi A7 as well. Despite the CLS being based on the E-Class, it is pretty constricted inside, especially in terms of the headroom, and someone as tall as me will definitely be uncomfortable in the CLS. If you're a tall person, I suggest you take a look at the Audi A7, the BMW 8 Series, or the Mercedes E-Class itself. Don't go for the CLS. And if you're someone who can easily fit in the CLS and have no problems at all, I suggest you go for the CLS450, because obviously you get the 6-cylinder engine, which is smoother and has a lot more performance. So I think that will be a better choice. If you're someone who thinks a lot about fuel efficiency, if it is available in your market, then go for the 350. Otherwise, 450 is the best choice. If you want a lot more performance, you have the CLS 53 AMG available, and since there is no 63 AMG available, the 53 is your last option for a performance-oriented CLS. But other than that, overall, the material quality and the looks of the car is pretty big selling point for the CLS as well. So that's all I have to say. And if you enjoyed the video, guys, do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel as well. Do turn on your notifications so that you will be the first ones to know when I upload later videos. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and bye-bye.